All right, everybody. Welcome back to Stinker, Drinker, Thinker. We're three guys. We pour some pours. We make some cocktails. And we rank them in our own little special ranking system we developed, known as the Stinker, Drinker, or Thinker. I am your host, Anthony Longano. I am joined here by... He's finally 21. He just turned 21 yesterday. Troy, the body of a gladiator. Everyone say happy birthday to Troy.
Wait, can we get some snaps?
Thank you.
Yep.
It is nice to see you here, Troy.
Nice
to be here.
Finally of age on our show. Yeah. And then there's Matt McKibble,
Why, howdy there.
who's wearing a brand new shirt that's wrinkled already.
I just took it right out of the dryer when I got here.
Matt, it wasn't in my dryer. Say hello.
Hi, fine folks.
I haven't said hello yet.
Troy, say hello.
Hello.
Anthony, say hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey. If you're...
I'm sorry. I just wanted to tell Matt I prefer your shirts to be freshly pressed prior to
Starched.
podcasting. Okay?
Okay.
Moving on.
Noted and denoted. Thank you.
Excellent.
Moving right along.
Yes, all right.
All right, we're coming off a shit show of an episode. I just want to apologize for all that, especially to our editor, Shelby, who had to probably, I think she mentioned that her fingers cramped when she was changing
I think
camera
her
positions.
fingers physically hurt her.
Because of that right there, when Matt cuts everybody off, it was all Matt's fault that episode. I wasn't
What were you
drunk
saying?
at all. I wasn't drunk at all. I wasn't obnoxious. That's an apology.
I vividly remember the ending of the episode.
I don't remember a single part of that episode. Our friend Molly was here, and I remember eating ginger in the bottom of a teacup and then pouring champagne all over the place. So my apologies. Our apologies.
Too true.
Yeah.
Moving on. We're going to get back to some classic things tonight. If you're new around here, we speak in absolutes 100% of the time, 60% of the time. We're wrong. Tonight's episode is going to be backed up with what we would consider facts because most of the things we're going to tell you, me and Troy heard right out of the Buffalo's mouth. So if they are wrong, you can blame the tour guides at Buffalo Trace. We're very nice people. We had 2 great tours there. Beautiful place. And then stay tuned for a couple announcements at the end of the episode. We have some really cool episodes coming up that I just want to start putting on people's radar. But Matt, what are we doing tonight?
Oh, golly gee willikers. We are doing what we did part 1 about 2 months ago. This is part 2 of Buffalo Trace Day. Woo! We're doing Buffalo Trace Mashbill 2.
Yeah. What was the Mashbill one? It was Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare,
The benchmark?
Benchmark, and Stag.
And Staggy Boy. Yep.
Yeah.
And this is, so Mashbill 2 is, they are considered high rye Mashbill, which is not really high rye in the terms of whiskey, but they call it high rye because it's higher rye Mashbill. There's actually a smaller offering of different whiskeys they have in this Mashbill, but Blanton's probably being the number one that everyone knows.
Yeah, I mean, and then Elmer T is probably the more like sought after, one of the most sought after besides the BTAC line stuff there. So just to clarify this, they have, I'm going to say 3.5 different mash bills over there.
Yeah, 3.5, 4.
They have a rye mash bill that they use for Sazerac rye and things like that. But there's these 2 bourbon bills, and then there's a wheater bill, wheated bourbon bill, and then the rye bill. But everything, like for example, mash bill 2, they're all distilled the same exact way in the same exact spot. They're barreled in the same exact place, and they're aged in either different rick houses or the same rick houses on different heights and ages on the property. But we said this on the last episode, Eagle Rare and Buffalo Trace are literally the same exact thing. The only difference is 9 years and 6 years and about 44 feet of elevation, right? So that's like the only difference between Eagle Rare and Buffalo Trace, and they taste completely different. In this case, this is one of the only, Blantons in particular, Blantons and Elmer T. Lee, I don't know, is Ancient Age, that's a small batch I'd imagine, correct?
Yeah, there's no way it's single barrel, yeah.
So Blantons and Elmer T. Lee are quite different than what Buffalo Trace and Sazerac and the Weller stuff is because they're single barrels. And there's a story that we'll get to there. But Blanton's in particular is aged in its own rickhouse. It's a Blanton's rickhouse. And it doesn't look like your normal typical rickhouse. It's about a 4-story shed compared to like Warehouse C, which is like 20 stories with 60,000 barrels and it's 200 million years old. So Blanton's has its own aging rickhouse on that property. Whereas Elmer T. Lee and probably Ancient Age are in different rick houses. They're probably in the same rick house. I'd imagine the H&H stuff is all the way up at the top, and the Elmer T. Lee stuff is probably somewhere near the bottom or in the middle. They put the cheaper stuff all the way up top, the stuff that they age less time up top because they lose more out of the barrel because of the heat. Elmer T. Lee and Blantons are bottled in the Blanton's bottling hall on their campus, and we actually when we were on our tour there, we got to. I posted some pictures of this, but like you might see in the wilds. Matt and I got lucky. I've seen it in the wild twice, and I bought it for $40. Elmer T. Lee. Yeah,
and, I think the same week. Or no, we got that same.
You mean you got it the same day? We were looking for the Four Roses last year, and we found we walked into this liquor store, and there was this case. It was actually a Four Roses limited edition 2021 case, and we're like, oh fuck, Matt, we found it, and we look in it, and it's Elmer T. Lee, and we're like, okay.
I remember that moment because I looked in the case and I knew there's no Four Roses, but I knew exactly the top and the shape of that bottle. I was like, well, fuck, all right.
Well, we lucked out that day, and we spent way less money than we intended, which is good.
True.
Which is not true because then we kept liquor store hopping, and I bought that $400 bottle of fucking Rabbit Hole. That's disgusting.
Oh.
But anyway, so they're bottled in, and all the Buffalo Trace stuff, unless it's small batched, they have a single barrel bottling hall there. So, and it's called Blanton's Bottling Hall, right? And it's a small room where the barrels come in on a conveyor belt. They dump them, they bottle them, and these are all hand like Blanton's is hand labeled in hand, like the labels, the tops, the wax, every single thing. It's hand bottled right there by a team of 16 people, and they're put into cases and shipped. And then it was weird though. You walk in again, you see Elmer T. Lee maybe once or twice in a lifetime. Some people, and I'm just sitting there. Me and Troy are sitting there, and there's 2 pallets of it to the ceiling, and I'm just like, "Oh my god!"
You'll see that in pictures of the people that are visiting Buffalo Trace. You always see it always happens every time. There's always this pallet or stack of Blantons. I found the Blantons. I found they're hiding it. It's I see it right there. Can I buy it? That's not how this works. Yeah. Have a great day.
Yep. But all the other single barrel products that they do get bottled in there too. So if there's a store pick Buffalo Trace, it gets bottled in there. They just started doing Sazerac rye barrel picks.
I got one.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Where did you get one?
I'd say the other day. I was in Buffalo. So.
Oh yeah, we got ours in Binny's. But yeah, so all that goes through there, and then obviously any other single Eagle Rare single barrel, I believe too. So that all gets dumped in there, but. So the weird thing is here, Elmer T. Lee, Blanton's, H&H, Hill Rock Farms, or Hill Rock Farms.
Rock Hill Farms,
Rock Hill.
And then Hancock Reserve.
Yeah. All the same exact mash bill, distilled the same way, barreled in the same spot, put it in either the same rick house at different elevations for different years, or aged in the Blanton's rick house. So literally the same shit, probably all within 400 or 500 yards of each other, and they taste completely different. Which is what we learned on the first episode.
Yep, especially single barrels.
So,
which is,
well, single barrels, and maybe I'll tell this story. Should we pop the Elmer first?
Well, do you want to start cheap? You want to start with the lowest proof?
Yeah,
80 proof?
Just don't. We'll get into the story of how the single barrel started once we get to Elmer.
Okay.
But yeah, let's do H&H, I guess.
Yeah, let's just get into it. Let's just, what?
$20?
$11.99, baby.
40% alcohol.
Bought it today.
Carefully distilled along the banks of the Kentucky River, according to the finest old traditions.
I think it was 1946 or something it came out, or the brand is from the Buffalo Trace brand, obviously. They made for a long time, and I think they discontinued, but it's still hunted. There's an ancient age, which is kind of the better, quote unquote, better stuff. And then they have that was a 10-year mark or 10-year age statement, and then they stopped that. They came out with this, and now it's called 10 Star. It's the old ancient age 10. So,
Well, it's a twister, so we can keep talking.
Yeah, let's just hear it. Let's hear it.
We can't.
Yeah, we need this.
Wow.
Oh.
By the way, I found SoCo in the wild the other day. That's what that reminded me. Yeah. SoCo still lives, guys.
Nailed that.
Just a little more history. Buffalo Trace is America's oldest active distillery. It's a National Historic Landmark, which is kind of cool.
I feel like I hear that from every distillery I go to. But it's actually because Old Force is the first bottled bourbon or something, or whiskey.
They all have something to say, but I mean, it's a National Historic Landmark. I feel like if they're saying they're the oldest active distillery,
yeah, probably right.
I
guess I'll give it to them.
But really cool campus. If you're ever down there in Frankfort, Kentucky, it's worth spending the day there. And they're one of the only tours and tastings in Kentucky that's free.
I was surprised by that.
Yep.
I actually went during COVID, right at the end. This was right at the tail end of COVID when things weren't quite opened up back up, but they were doing tours again. They wouldn't let us into like the Blanton's Hall or any of that kind of stuff. But they still were doing kind of some basic tours, and it was a great tour. And I was surprised that it was free because the depth they go to and the products that you taste for free is good for them.
It's pretty sweet, yeah. And I remember what I wanted to do on the last bit of this episode.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna taste Freddie's root beer.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. There was a documentary film there. Neat when it was the one with it's on. I think it was on Netflix. They did Marianne Eves and Castle and Key, but they also talked to Freddie, who's like a 5th generation employee of Buffalo Trace. He does tours there and tastings, and he has his own root beer that you can buy at the distillery. It's actually really good. And during that tasting, at the end of it, they like mix it with bourbon cream, Buffalo Trace bourbon cream, and it's fucking fantastic.
Yep.
Anyway, to the liquor. To the liquor. To the mall. To the mall.
To the Blanton's ball.
Hall.
The Blanton's Hall.
Mm.
I was originally going to say it smells cheap, but actually it kind of doesn't. I'm not going to lie.
It smells like vanilla extract.
Yeah. It smells like a really young oak. Like it smells like a little bit.
Kind of wonder if they
woody.
didn't proof it down so much. 40 proof. Like,
I don't know.
it literally tastes like dessert.
Desert?
Dessert?
Dessert.
Yeah. It just kind of smells like a wood project.
That's pretty fucking good. For $20, I'll tell you.
For $12.
It tastes like cherry vanilla Coke.
It actually tastes more like more kind of like a soda than does a liquor. I'm not gonna lie.
It tastes like cherry vanilla Coke, and like I've had some store picks, and every bottle of Blanton's tastes slightly different, but cherry cola and Dr. Pepper are like huge tasting notes for me every time I taste Blanton's. Like I get like a cherry vanilla.
The essence
Coca-Cola.
of blends.
Yeah. There's definitely. I mean, it's the same Mashbill. Right?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
but there is the essence of that flavor profile, the vanilla, oak, and cherry. That is huge. The nose is kind of off-putting. I'll be honest, but
not the best.
The flavor is great.
But if you said, "Hey, that's for $12," I mean, I don't know. It's not that bad.
Isn't it insane to think about the way we consume an 80 proof whiskey, which pretty much happens never?
Yeah.
And how it doesn't even like there's no burn.
No,
it's
just water.
Like, it's fucking insane and almost worrisome.
It tastes like flat soda.
It kind of does.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's no burn. I'm not even getting the Kentucky hug.
It just tastes like anything. It's kind of like, yeah.
Kind of maybe some caramel. Like I kind of get like a dessert topping, like an ice cream topping.
But it's like the fake caramel, like
corn syrup caramel.
What is the what is that you put? They have a chocolate version too, but you put it on the ice cream and it freezes.
The shell stuff.
Shell stuff.
I think Smucker's makes it.
I think so. Yeah, it kind of tastes like that, like the caramel version.
Yeah. All right. Well, here's my 2 cents on it. The nose, it's just super vanilla caramel and just like maybe a little taint of oak. There's nothing. I don't get any burn, any alcohol. It's funny. Taint's funny.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's just that you use that word to replace other perfectly valid words. That
I know.
It's just great.
I mean, everyone's got to have a slogan, right? Mine's taint. Anyway,
What a word.
And it's like almost medicinal and fake and just like artificial. And it's like we were talking. I think that's a little off-putting. But once you get it in there, man, I mean, I never was a big vanilla cherry Coke fan, but it's pretty good. I mean, I could drink this. I think it would end up in punches and cocktails. Mm-hmm. I think it would make a terrible old fashioned, to be honest.
Yeah.
And just because of how low proof it is. But
if
you're going to make some sort of whiskey punch for a party, like a summer party or something, for $12,
yep,
you could buy like fucking 4 of them and feed 30 people.
Yep. Feed them.
Yeah. I'm just going to call it a stinker drinker.
Yeah. All right.
Wow. It compared to like the price of like the Four Roses, the yellow label.
Mm-hmm.
What how much does that one cost?
I think it's 22.
Really? Is it that much now?
Well, it used to be.
It was 15.
Now it's. I mean, dude, I saw a bottle of Yellow Label 4 Roses the other day for like $60.
I think this is better. I really do. But anyway, I do not think it's a stinker. There's nothing I dislike about it at all. There's nothing offensive to me about it. So, and yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything off-putting on the nose. I don't think it's, as complex as it could be, and yeah, I would definitely deduce that it's a cheaper whiskey, especially once you get it on the palate, just because of the proof.
$23. I looked it up.
23. Okay.
Currently.
Yeah. I don't know. I just kind of made that sort of comparison in my head as to, other cheap whiskeys that I would probably rather not drink. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to go out of my way to buy it.
Yeah.
But I think I can't not call it a drinker.
Yeah. I get that. It just does not, there's no complexity at all for me. And like, it's not impressive. And for me too, like a drinker has to be someone impressive for me.
Okay.
In my standards.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of,
and why we're allowed to be different.
Right.
Right.
I would honestly, have this out. It would probably get lost in ice, but I'd have it out by the pool. It's almost like nothing. It's just like I could make an Arnold Palmer out of this.
It's surely get lost in ice, but I could see myself sitting next to the fucking pool with a straw in this thing. Like, just keep it in an ice bucket, dude, and just take it out and sip on it.
In 50 years from now, Matt, this is just going to be you.
Just drinking in like
Drinking
Speedo.
Ancient Age by the case.
It'll be the ancient. I'll have ancient age by then.
Why does it have to be 50 years? When we win the Powerball, dude, I'm telling you, we're done.
I don't want to talk about that. I already lost it. Anyway, it tastes like the essence of whiskey to me. Like, this is the LaCroix of whiskeys. I'm just saying.
It actually probably tastes good with some club
For
soda or
somebody
something.
who doesn't really drink effervescent water, what does that mean?
It means it has the I'm gonna say shell.
It tastes like water with a little bit of flavor.
Yeah.
Like that's what seltzers taste like. It's got like an orange flavored LaCroix has got just like the taint of some orange oil in it.
And some of them are really, really, really low flavored, where people joke about, like, they call LaCroix, like, it once passed by a lemon truck on the way to a concert. And then, like, that's like how minute of a flavor it has. It's like it's a joke thing.
Yeah. No, yeah.
But yeah, it kind of tastes like the essence of a whiskey, like just watered down. But
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go drinker because I kind of just want to sit in a pool in swim trunks and just kind of fucking, like, I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, Ancient Age is going to go into the Infinite Drinker. That's fine. Yeah.
I can tell you fucking.
There's fucking $10,000 worth of whiskey in that Infinite Drinker, and we're putting Ancient Age in it. I just want to. And guys, if you're new here, we have this decanter that was graciously donated from engraved.com to us. That every time we have a drinker on here, or at least two out of the three of us have to put drinker in our ranking, we pour a small pour of it in this decanter. And that's some of the best whiskey. Obviously, it is the best whiskey we've ever drank on here.
We just put in Russell's 13 and Turkey Master's Keep, so for reference.
And there's a Four Roses limited edition in there. I mean,
and Ancient Age.
And now it's Ancient Age.
Love it.
All right, let's move on to Blantons.
You want to do a little cracky, or you want to?
No, let's hit these three. Yeah, let's hit these three, and then we'll do a cracker break, and we'll do the Freddies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Want to do Blantons first?
Let's do Elmer first.
Because we can talk about Elmer leading into Blantons.
Yeah.
That's how it all started.
Yeah, Blanton's was a product before Elmer was a product. Elmer T. Lee started as a maintenance manager at Buffalo Trace in like the 40s. And there's like this huge, I'm sure you guys have all heard about, there's like this huge fight that happens between Colonel Taylor and the other master distiller, and Colonel Taylor gets pissed and buys the old Colonel distillery, the old Taylor distillery, which is fucking gorgeous.
Which is now Castle and Key.
Now Castle and Key, right? Down the road, and starts making, E.H. Taylor, does the bottle and bond act, all that, and like actually branches out to something well. When that happens, Elmer T. Lee takes over as the master distiller, and for a while, he was a party guy. Mm-hmm. And it's funny, there's an interview, and I think I said this last week on the podcast a couple weeks ago, like Elmer T. Lee drinks his own whiskey, which is extremely sought after, unicorn bottle with Sprite. Just want to put that out there. Pours Sprite on his fucking whiskey. He's dead. It's fine. Anyway, he was the master distiller, Buffalo Trace, and they used to throw like these big luxurious parties there, especially after Prohibition and things like that, where what he would do is like, all right, I'm having all these esteemed guests here. We're going to put them in the banquet hall and then bring up a single barrel. We'll put a tap on it and everyone will drink right from the barrel. And then at the end of the night, whatever's not out of the barrel, fill it up for our guests, bottle it for our guests. They can take home a single barrel of our whiskey, of our Blantons is what it was, right? So that's how that started. And then like he presented it, it's like, we should do this single barrel thing. And, the whole Buffalo Trace team was like, nah, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And then after a few years of doing these parties, everyone's like, hey, can we purchase a single barrel of this?
Can I get the 1942 Blands from that one party?
Right. Like, seriously. And then, like, so he took a huge risk and started, selling to distributors single barrel whiskeys, and it just fucking took off. And then that actually led to him having his own product called Elmer T. single barrel, and that's why it says it's the original single barrel on it. But Blanton's actually technically was.
And can you imagine like the marketing person, I don't know, whoever was to design the Blanton's bottle, and they're like, all right, we're gonna make this really unique bottle. It's gonna be the first single barrel ever. We're gonna put a horsey topper on it, and then we're gonna wax dip it, and then we're gonna handwrite it.
Topper.
Like what? They just went over the top. They could have just put it in a bottle, but no, they decided to go a little bit above and beyond. And now here we are, people chasing and bugging store clerks every single day for the Blantons, and here we are. It sounds something like this.
Yeah, the number one way to piss off your store clerk is to ask them if they have any Blantons.
I actually asked today. I felt so bad. I went in and I was talking to the guy that knows her pretty well. And I said, all right, so I had to preface this because I can't just go in asking for this. I say, all right, so we're doing an episode on Mashbill 2. You probably don't know what that is, whatever, but do you have any? I was like, you have Hancock's Reserve or Rock Hill Farm or whatever, or any of the other Blantons. And he just looked at me and he's like, no. All right. I had to shoot my shot here. I'm sorry. It's the only time I've ever asked you for it.
I saw it on the shelf at Cap and Cork a few weeks ago.
Really?
Yep. And in their allocated section, but I got the Castle and Key Weeded release instead.
Yeah.
Just because I have 3 bottles of Blantons. And this one's a store pick from Belmont, where Matt asked today.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
Don't ask your store clerks for Blantons.
Yeah,
if they offer it to you, they're offering you Buffalo Trace products because they think that's what you want, or they feel bad that they don't have anything better for you. But you have to forge a relationship with them in order to do that.
It is. I mean, maybe we'll have an episode just on this. We should have an episode on the state of whiskey sometime. Just like talking about. We mentioned having like a liquor store clerk episode. We should do something like that because a lot of people who listen to this podcast probably don't give a shit about whiskey in general or whiskey culture. But maybe there's something that is a little bit interesting in there. So
yeah, probably. Yeah. Cool bottles. Collectible tops. If you get there was a time where every top of Blanton's is a different horse rider with a different letter of the word Blanton's on there, of the name Blanton's. And if you collect them all, there was a time where if you collected them all and you proved it to Buffalo Trace, they would send you out a wooden tray for free to mount them on. Now you
still can.
Not free anymore, though.
Oh, well, yeah, and it's a 10-month wait.
Yeah, exactly. Even though they have them.
You just go to the store and buy them.
They have them in the distillery. They also, this is so fucking cheap. They sell all the letters.
Yeah.
At the distillery.
Yep.
It's like, what the fuck?
I didn't know that.
I was texting my friend Kate, who loves Blanton's, and I was texting her. I was like, hey, I'm at the Buffalo Trace distillery. Do you want anything? She goes, oh my God, can you get me letter B and S? I was like, no.
Yeah.
Get it yourself.
Earn them yourself.
Earn them.
It's kind of, yeah. It's, yeah. I have a lot of thoughts about that. Yeah, I did learn the one cool fact if you're out there collecting and you have access to 375 bottles rather than the 750 ones, you can find the mini ones that are the same topper. So,
if
you want to save some money, you can buy the small bottles.
I've never seen a 375.
Yeah.
Wild.
Got a couple. They're pretty good.
Where's the value in that, though?
The value is you pay almost as much as a regular one,
exactly.
but you get the same size topper for a little cheaper. It's only about the topper. We don't care about the whiskey, Troy.
Topper! Sorry, let's forget it.
Oh, my
All
God.
right. Drinking this goddamn.
Barely popped her. Anyway.
Jesus.
Anyway, listen, I can go all day with those.
I know.
It smells good.
It does smell good. It's super. This one's super oaky and leathery.
Have you tried this before? This one?
Yeah,
Okay.
I had 2 of these.
Okay.
I finished this one before. I I honestly prefer Blanton's a little bit colder. I'm not talking about on ice, but like for some reason I prefer it colder. This one,
because you get the cherry, you get the cola.
You get the cherry, you get the cola. I'm getting a lot more leather in this one too.
It's richer than I usually think.
Blanton's usually tastes a little bit flatter, in my opinion. For as hunted as it is, guys, it's not that great. I promise you. I mean, this is a good barrel. You can tell this is not terrible, but it's not the most impressive thing, especially if you're going to overpay for it. It's a $60 bottle. Most places will have it at $100. If you go to those fucking asshole liquor stores that we always talk about in here, they'll have them $199.
Oh, way more than that now.
like it's dumb. Yep. It's dumb.
I don't know if I told you guys this, but the first bourbon that I ever used to learn how to make old fashions was Blanton's.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, back then, back in like 1842, whenever you're growing up.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Find it anywhere.
Yeah. I'm not getting so much like barrel char on this one. I was wondering if it's because I mean Buffalo Trace is level 5 char. It's alligator char.
4.
Mashbill 1.
Okay.
4 is alligator.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, 4 is alligator.
Yeah, but like I'm just kind of wondering if they do the same char levels on Mashbill 2.
I don't know, but
I think he said. Did they say at the distillery that they do the same on all of them, Troy?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't get that depth, that layer with the Mashbill 2 for some reason. I wonder if it's because the rye content's higher, correct?
Yeah.
And you can definitely get that sweetness.
Right. So it's 10 to 15, and I mentioned it before. Sorry. Yeah. So this is a high rye mash bill. That's it. Technically, they say it's 10 to 15% rye, which is not in the world of whiskey. 20 to 35% rye would be considered high rye. So this is not technically high rye, but it's a higher rye version of their mash bill, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, all single barrels are going to taste slightly different. Obviously, they'll be very similar because they're made the exact same way. They go through the same climate and they're the same. Blanton's in particular is all in the same rickhouse. And there's not a ton of elevation in there. Obviously, I mean, some elevation will make a difference.
So if they released a single rickhouse Blanton's, it would.
That's why I was joking.
That would be a ripoff,
dude. I was joking about that earlier. It's just like the single rickhouse. Yeah, just like someone's gonna do that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the new trend.
Yeah,
for sure.
If Buffalo Trace did that, that would just be like the biggest middle finger to the whiskey.
That's why it's
industry.
hilarious.
And it's weird because like you talk to some of the other distilleries, it's like, oh, where are you going? Like, oh, we're going to Buffalo Trace. Oh, of course you're going to Buffalo Trace. Like some distilleries that like play friendly, but there's definitely some places out there that they're like, oh, they just roll their fucking eyes.
Aren't they not in the Kentucky like whiskey community or something like that? Or?
I don't know. There's like 5 distilleries within a block from them.
No, I think I could be totally mistaken, but I feel like we just talked about this a while ago. Maybe I haven't totally brain fart, but they're one of the only distilleries that are not part of like the whiskey. There's whatever whiskey society in Kentucky.
Interesting.
Who? Buffalo
Trace.
Really?
I kind of doubt that.
I'll have to research this and get back to you, but on the
that's a fact from Matt, not from the Buffalo Trace distillery, so that could very well be wrong.
Yeah, I'm always wrong. But I'm not wrong about this fact. This smells better than it tastes.
Agreed.
100%.
I actually am very.
Yeah.
I'm actually disappointed, honestly, with how this tastes. I'm not gonna lie.
Me too.
This is not hitting today. I don't know.
Yeah.
You could see. I made a couple faces. I generally don't do that.
There's something off with it. I mean, it's a brand new bottle, right? I mean, it's about a year and a half old, but we just popped it, so that really shouldn't matter. You know, I don't know. The nose is great. I actually really my take. Definitely enjoy the nose.
It's almost sour.
Yeah, I mean it is sour mash.
Oh, well, it's not that.
But like I don't know. It's weird. It's got like instead of it having like that, it's almost like that spoiled cherry Coke thing.
Yeah, it's not.
You know, but it's got like it's kind of like a I don't know, man. It's so leathery, and it kind of the sweetness is off-putting.
Does it like hurt your tongue almost?
No,
not like hurt, but like it just has this weird like cloying like. It's like attacking my tongue.
No.
Little things are crawling
At the end of the day, it tastes like Blanton's, but this one in particular just tastes a lot more oak forward than the ones I'm used to. It doesn't have that flat characteristic. I'm just not a fan. I'm like, listen, there's definitely been bottles of Blanton's that I've liked.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my favorite whiskey by far. I don't hunt it. If someone gives me the opportunity to buy it, I say, fuck it, I'll buy it, whatever. I'll keep it for things like this, or when we have people come over and they see the whiskey shelf, and I'm like, oh my God, you have 350 bottles of whiskey. You have Blanton's, let's open that. Keep a bottle of that for that, like, you know what I mean? But, I don't know. Is it wrong for me to call this a stinker
No,
right
I
now?
actually was saying the exact same thing. I felt bad, but
H&H is going in the Infinidrinker and Blanton's isn't?
I'm actually not. I don't know if it's this particular one. It could be the day, it could be my palate. I mean,
Agreed.
No.
It's just,
I've had
it
good,
is not hitting
yeah.
today
and
at
that's,
all.
And that's
No,
the
it's
weird thing of single barrels. I mean, obviously, this was picked by a store that professionally picks single barrels, which is the odd thing about it. Right?
Maybe it's me. That makes me think it's me,
Bro.
but it's all three of us.
Three of us, yeah.
Okay.
I was like, this does not taste usual.
And I was certain the moment it hit my tongue.
I didn't like it.
I kind of got it on the nose. I know what Blanton smells like, right? But I was like, this
good.
It smells. I was like, oh, this smells better than Blanton's. And then I got it in there, and I was like, what the fuck?
That's weird.
So can we just all say stinker and move on
Yeah.
with this shit?
That's actually this is wow.
Yeah.
It's stinky, and you still finished it, but
Tastes like motor. It's got like a motor oil thing, dude. Like that last sip, like I feel like I was breathing in like at a mechanic shop.
that's weird.
It is weird. Anyway,
So here's what I was thinking. I don't know if this
we're gonna get so many unfollows because we
Probably.
fucking shit on Blanton's.
So did you? This is the first thing I googled. I just googled Buffalo Trace not part of Kentucky Society, and it says, "Did you know Buffalo Trace is not part of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail? It is not on the official Kentucky Bourbon Trail
It's because it's a
because
national
they want to do their own thing. I don't know, but yeah, they are not included in the official Bourbon Trail due to the fact that they are not on board with they are not on the board of distillers. So they chose. That's probably why people are angry at them or whatever. I'm sure. But yeah, they chose not to be on the. That's what I was remembering.
Well,
They're not on that.
like there's such a sense of community with those distilleries.
And they said, "Fuck you." I think is what
And,
what
like,
happened.
with all the other distilleries, like there's
Yeah.
such a sense of community. They're all friends. They all enjoy each other's spirit. Like, you know, for them to say, "Hey, we're better than all of you. We're the, National Historic Landmark, all that's active distillery. We're fucking Buffalo Trace. We have Blanton's and Pappy Van Winkle probably." Like they put their cock on the table.
Yeah.
And they, and everyone's probably just like, well, these guys are my friends.
Yeah.
Willett's my friend. Bardstown Bourbon Company's my friend. Even Jefferson, even though they're kind of cocks, they're my friends. Like.
Well, they were too busy sailing on the ocean. They don't have time to hang out with us.
I had a buddy at work the other day text me. I was like, "Hey, I was about to buy this Jefferson Oceans. Like, what do you
Please
think?"
don't buy anything
I was
else.
like, "Please don't waste your fucking money with that stuff, man. Please."
Are you just ask him if he's a sailor, and if so, then all right, fine.
I told him to buy a fucking Russell's 10. All those prices are about to shoot the fuck up on those store picks. Anyway, we should move on.
I got to get something off my chest
Yeah.
before we do.
Yeah.
Can whiskey be tainted? I was very curious. The first sentence, cork taint in whiskey is not a myth. Because I've never heard of it once in my life, and I've never picked up on it once in my life with all the whiskeys that I've tried. So, yeah, that's what I taste.
Cork?
I taste the same sort of flaws that I would get in a corked bottle of wine, but to a very, very lesser extent. But something that's just not right.
I'm just not sure how that would happen because they've been sitting upright in the basement.
No, it was long before they were bottled.
What do you mean? Like the whiskey would have been tainted?
Yes, in the barrel.
And then the liquor store would have picked that barrel that was tainted?
If they
Is what
didn't-
you're saying?
If they didn't pick up on it, it's mild and we as people who've been tasting whiskey on a very regular basis pick up on it, but not maybe they don't. I don't know.
Or I will say the allotment to pick a single barrel, especially with Blanton's, is so you have to enter a lottery just to get a pick of
Right.
Blanton's. It is very possible they rolled out 3 barrels and you get to pick one of these. Fucking pick one, and they'd say
they're all
this
sour
is the best
barrels?
one.
Could
Yeah.
be. Yeah.
I mean, we don't know the situation, but it's very possible.
Yeah.
That happened.
It also, I don't want to sound terrible here, but like, they probably also were like, let's just do our fucking Blanton's pick. Pick one. Like
Yeah, just, yeah.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because even that attitude comes from store clerks about Buffalo Trace stuff,
Maybe,
which
yeah.
is unfortunate. I honestly still think out of all the Buffalo Trace that we've tasted on this podcast, Buffalo Trace and Stag are the only ones that are fucking worth any money. Like,
I would say I would caveat that with Buffalo Trace store picks.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've drank plenty of non-store picks. And they're good.
Yeah, I just think they're significantly better.
Did you finish that bottle of Buffalo Trace on your birthday last night?
No.
All right, good. That's a good bottle. Anyway, moving on.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Can I eat I think we should take a cracker break because I need to eat something in between that. I'm
Fair
not
enough.
gonna.
Sure, and then we'll go to Elmer T. Lee, and then we'll do,
yeah.
yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah, let's do a cracker break.
Cracker break.
Cracker break.
Welcome back from Cracker Break. This Cracker Break, once again, brought to you by Yeasty Boy Bread Company. And also, this Cracker Break's brought to you by a joke. Anthony, I give you two options. Joke about a monkey or joke about blonde girls?
Blowing girls?
Sorry, blonde girls.
Oh,
I need
blonde.
to pronunciate. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got too much yeasty boy in your teeth.
Yeah, I'm still eating crackers.
Kyle's in your teeth.
Kyle's in my mouth.
No, I didn't pick one.
I know, I'm messing you. Blonde girls or monkey?
This is unacceptable. You need to back up and you need to yell.
I was going to yell the joke.
Oh, yell the joke.
No,
Okay.
no, it's too late. It's too late now. Just pick one.
Blondes or...
Monkeys.
Ooh, either of those can be bad. I watched Jumanji recently. I feel like the blonde girl one's going to get us canceled. Let's do monkeys.
No. I mean, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. This joke's brought to you by a monkey. God damn it. All right. A man walks into a bar. He sits at the counter and orders a whiskey.
No. Do the blonde girl one. Just joking. Do the monkey one. Sorry.
Can you start over?
Start over.
A man walks into a bar. He sits at the counter and orders a whiskey. Neat. As soon as the barman pours his drink, a monkey appears out of nowhere, climbs into the counter, and dips his balls into the glass of whiskey. The man sits there bewildered as the monkey storms out of the bar.
Bewildered. That's the reaction I would have if a monkey put his sack in my glass. Anyway.
A few seconds later, he asked the barman, "What the heck was that? Do you know that monkey?" The barman answers, "Never seen that before. You might want to ask the pianist. He's here every day. He might know what's going on." The man promptly goes and asks the pianist, "Hey, I know this sounds crazy, but do you know that monkey dipped his balls in the glass of my whiskey?" The pianist stops and says, "Perhaps I do. What's the melody like?"
You could have stopped at the monkey dipped his balls in the glass and ran out. That was funny.
Does anyone get it? It's a thinker.
I don't think I get it.
I get it.
The man promptly goes and asks the pianist, "Hey, I know this sounds crazy, but do you know that monkey dipped his balls in my glass of whiskey?"
Oh, I get it.
It's a tough one to deliver. I'm sorry. The pianist stops and says, "Perhaps I do. What's the melody like?"
Yeah.
Like that's the name of the song.
First part was funnier.
I agree with you. That's all right.
Was that a submission?
No. I just saw a joke about a monkey and his balls and whiskey. So.
Guys, we like funny jokes. Humans are funnier than the internet. If you go to stinkerdrinkerthinker.com or email us at contact@stinkerdrinkerthinker, please submit a joke. If you do, and you make me and Troy Belly laugh, Matt will send you a whole bottle of Elmer T.
I sure won't, because we don't have any left after tonight.
We're going to drink the whole bottle of Elmer T.
Yep.
Nice.
Nice.
Speaking of which, I already gave a little bit about his story, but this stuff is considered one of the most available unicorns of the Buffalo Trace line.
It is. We didn't talk about price points at all.
Yeah.
But this, yeah.
Well, I mean, we did with the H&H.
I'm sorry, you're right.
Blanton's, you should, and we did kind of with Blanton's. Blanton should be $65. This is a $40 bottle, $39.99. Find it on the secondary for $400, $3.99. You know,
That's the way to do it.
it's kind of dumb, but
Nice.
this is not the most impressive whiskey either in my experience with it. But I will tell you, if you find it, especially if you find it for $40, there's no reason a collector shouldn't have this, or someone who enjoys whiskey shouldn't have it. It tastes pretty damn good.
I was very happy to find it at $40. I'm like, all right, like this is worth it to me. And also, I'll try it. I haven't opened this bottle since we bought it.
Yeah.
That one time just to try it. But my first recollection was, okay, this is worth $40 and maybe a little bit more. But
I remember like a strong copper.
copper.
Yeah.
Interesting. Are they all tainted?
No.
I know, just being tough. I do like I don't know, Trey, how you feel about pouring out of that thing, but I do like the handholds. I kind of do like that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
There's another distillery. What are they called? Wathins? Wathins single barrel. It's the same fucking bottle.
You made a mess there, Troy.
Sorry.
My hands smell good now, at least.
Me and Troy are very familiar with Buffalo Trace, especially since less than 24 hours ago, we drank a lot of it for his birthday. And obviously, we read the Mashbill here, but like the rye is very present on the nose, and in the H&H, I think because it's batched down or proofed down a little bit, it comes more as a vanilla type of note, but that rye mixed with the oak, I think, brings vanilla. But this is like so rye forward.
It smells pretty.
Yeah, it does smell pretty. It smells sweet. Just a little touch of oak, but it's very rye.
Like a sweet blossom.
Vanilla blossom.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of smells like a sweet flower. A little bit of like a... It smells like a honeycomb almost.
Yeah, there was that one night, I think I was house sitting for you, and you said I could have this, or more than a little bit of it.
Yeah, I know. Half the bottle's gone now.
So
I did.
Yeah, and I thoroughly enjoyed it then and also now.
It's great.
Yeah,
really is good.
I think this is at $40. Like I said again, $40 is a very good whiskey. I don't understand the secondary on it, just whatever, but I think it's great for the price.
It's got like this hidden complexity to it, too. There's definitely layers to it. The palate is so pleasing, super sweet. There's more oak on the palate than there is on the nose. I think it's a little thin when it comes to the oak on the nose. I think the rye's there, but there's not like a rye spice with it. It's just a rye sweetness, which I think the oak just like evens out. It's not overly hot at all. It goes down super smooth, and it's bold all at the same time. The finish is great. And that's like that copper kind of leathery type of finish. Like I know this sounds disgusting, but if you had like a copper penny leather candy, like that's, and the finish is still going on right now. Like that's kind of what it reminds me of.
Do we know the proof? We don't think we mentioned.
I think it's like 47.
90 proof.
It's 90? Yeah, okay.
Same as Buffalo Trace.
And the Blanton's obviously was 93.
93.
So, yeah. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is kind of what I wanted the Blantons to be. Like,
and honestly, it's what most Blantons
usually is.
I still think Blanton's is normally a little flatter than this. And when I say flatter, there's just like...
It's the depth, you mean.
It's the depth.
Yeah.
Like, this has layers to it. Blanton's just fucking tastes like Blanton's, Tastes like cherry Dr. Pepper. Like, it's normally what it is.
So Elmer T is a cake.
It's a whiskey cake.
And Blanton's is a pie?
Blanton's is
Or it's a
pie crust.
What's a...
It's a puff pastry.
Well, yeah. All right. I was thinking of a single layer cake. It's just like a pound cake, essentially, that way. Yeah. I like
this. Yeah, I'm just going to call this a drinker. What do you got?
Troy?
I think it's outstanding. God damn it. It's, my sweet spot for proof, lies in the 90 to 100 range. I think, I know I'm not bashing Blanton's because I've had plenty of bottles of Blanton's that I've thoroughly enjoyed. I don't think that's Blanton's fault, that particular bottle or barrel. I really don't. But even if it were at the top of its game, I have to believe that I would like this Elmer more. Either way.
Agreed.
Yeah, I really do.
Yep.
Drinker 100%. It could, if I were really, really generous, I could entertain the idea of it being a thinker.
Yeah, I think it's just maybe we'll just put like a complex drinker.
Sure.
On it because
I think that's what a good drinker is, though, right?
Yeah.
To some degree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know now for your next birthday, we have to somehow find you a Elmer commemorative or 100-year. So.
Okie dokie.
All right. It's like the BTAC of Elmer.
Yeah.
So good luck.
I'm actually kind of surprised it's not an Elmer in BTAC. But
there's also not technically a Blanton's in BTAC.
It's true. Anyway.
I was gonna say, yeah, I am of a common consensus with you. I'm going drinker. I could see it being a thinker, but I am just going drinker. I think if you can find it for MSRP, just buy it every day. Yeah, that's it. It's great.
All right, now the bottles that we didn't get.
Okay.
I'm really curious.
Yeah.
One of which I have had in my life.
Rock Hill Farm?
Yeah.
I've had that as well.
Once.
Yep.
I haven't had it.
But I'm curious as to why I've never seen it since,
It's
And
extremely
Because it's a
allocated.
really pretty bottle.
Yeah.
is that what is it? You think that's what it is?
Actually, yes.
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I talked to my guy today, and yeah, he's like, we get him every 8 months usually.
Didn't they get one for you that it was fucking broke or something?
Yeah, they got one
Really?
in, and it
Oh,
was
wow.
the bottle was the top was broken, and he couldn't sell it. He's like, I could technically give it away, but like I can't do that. I'm sorry. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever.
Damn.
But yeah, the neck was broken and chipping.
So there was probably like glass in the bottle.
Yeah,
That's why he was worried about.
He's just like, I can't do that. Sorry.
yeah,
Because it was actually chipped and broken. So I'm like, there is legitimately glass in there. So
that sucks.
yeah, but
I remember when you were so excited to go pick that up, and then. Yeah.
Oh well, I've seen Hancock Reserve for $250, so I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, if you look up Rock Hill, it's like $8.99, $900.
The bottle
What's MSRP?
50 or
52.
60.
Yeah,
Okay.
like yep.
They're all of these are in that kind of range. They're astronomical.
All Blantons is
Yeah.
all Buffalo Trace stuff is under. Like I think the most expensive bottle is probably like
Pappy 23 was it 180 or 2?
yeah, I mean
Something
Wow.
in 2022.
No, I mean like
used to-
MSRP.
Yeah, in 2022.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
the most expensive now.
it used to be a $90 bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
And on the shelves all the time.
There's a really funny photo that always that's thrown around on whiskey forums and Facebook and stuff, and it's a picture of the entire BTAC line on the floor with just a crate open up, and just like it just says like Buffalo Trace 51.99, and just all the bottles in like cases of them. I see it is the funniest picture to see. It's like everyone's like, why was this picture taken? I need to get one. It's like, dude, it's like 8 years ago. You missed it.
I don't remember what Rock Hill Farms tastes like. Do you?
I've had it 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
It tasted, if I was at a Japanese restaurant, they happened to have it, and it was like, I think I texted you guys. I think it was like $30.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just gonna do it. Yeah, whatever.
Yep.
The same weekend I had Senor Stag.
Okay.
Senor Stag. Is that what it was? You were in a Mexican restaurant? Is that what they
No,
put it?
no,
Is that how
it was
they
like
put
a
it on the
tapas
menu?
place,
Yeah, it
no.
was a tapas place
Yeah.
in Kokomo where they have that all nude strip club.
No. But I remember it being essentially more, I'm gonna use your word, depthy blends, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bold, complex.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so I mean, before I go get Freddie's root beer, we're gonna put these in the Infinity Drinker. We haven't put something in the Infinity Drinker on air in a long time, but we don't want people to forget about the Infinity Drinkers. We had people asking us what it was, and
Long live the Infinite Drinker. Put on in there. That's gonna taint everything. I love it.
Better than cork taint.
Yeah, honestly,
we
if
put a fucking Garrison honey whiskey in here. You can suck my ass, dude.
No, I would say if we
Talk
put
about tainting
honestly,
this stuff.
if we put the plants in there, I'd be actually worried it would ruin the entire Infinite Drinker.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't. Yeah. All right, so Ancient Age. Do we have? We'll have to post this sometime.
Yeah.
About what we have in here, because it actually legitimately is kind of insane. It's just like it's a pretty dumb list. I don't. Yeah, I love it.
So should we do it with the bourbon cream?
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay, you want to just do a fast cut?
Let's do it. Yeah, you want to do a cracker break, or just a fast
let's
break?
do a
Fast break.
Fast
fast break. This break.
I'm going to get
by
root beer
Reese's.
break. Goodbye.
Okay, root beer break.
All right, welcome back from root beer break. Root beer break. Root beer break. This root beer break is brought to you by a story. Forgot what it was. Fuck.
Uh-oh.
The story is that we are wrong.
Oh, here's the story.
Yep.
Good story.
Okay.
Kentucky story.
Okay.
So we went to Buffalo Trace. We went to a bunch of places that day. We went to Four Roses in the morning, spent 4 hours at Buffalo Trace, did 2 tours. Went to Castle and Key, went to Jefferson's, had a horrible time there. We told that story.
No. Woodford.
Woodford, sorry, yeah. Woodford, horrible time. And then we went back to the hotel, and at Buffalo Trace, I bought a whole case of Freddie's root beer, which we talked about at the top of the show. And I bought a bunch of ginger beers, Freddie's ginger beer, too. Mm-hmm. And we went to this Mexican restaurant.
I forgot about
We went to this Mexican restaurant down the street from the hotel, and we're like, all right, let's just go get good, cheap food and, like, go sit at the bar. There's a game on tonight and, like, get some drinks made, right? So there's a liquor store right next to it. So I was like, all right, let's go see what's in the liquor store in Kentucky. It's our first, like, actual liquor store we went to in Kentucky. Yeah. And I found these little baby bottles of Blantons that were this big, and they were fucking $60.
Did you buy them?
No, they were like $35.
Okay.
I bought 2 of them.
Fucking Christ. Okay.
One of them we're gonna do in a giveaway when we do the big giveaway.
You're so cute.
But anyway, so I go and we're leaving the liquor store. I was like, all right, Troy, before we go in the Mexican restaurant, let me put this Blanton's in my trunk. So I have a Honda Pilot, and I open the trunk, and one of the fucking ginger beers rolls out, lands right on the butt. The top shoots off, hits me in the fucking eye.
What?
There's poof, poof, and the root beer just like a fucking Pompeii volcano.
It was insane.
Sprays everywhere. I am covered fucking head to taint in root beer or in fucking ginger beer. My car is covered. I've washed my trunk 6 times, and every time I go to open my trunk, I gotta go like this because it's fucking stuck because of ginger beer. Anyway,
That one bottle, man.
yeah, it was one bottle like exploded. I had a mark on my forehead. I'll tell the Mexican restaurant story too, but let's pass this thing around. So what this is.
Oh, Jesus.
So this is Freddie's root beer. Freddie's on the Neat documentary, 4th generation employee of Buffalo Trace. Awesome guy, ridiculously good tour guide. We did get to see him a couple times. He wasn't our tour guide, but we did get to see him a couple times in the flesh. He's got his own product, and the documentary name was Neat. So like on the bottle it said, "Isn't this neat?" Whatever. It's good root beer. It's pretty good. My wife is a root beer enthusiast.
Aficionado?
Yeah,
She likes it?
she loves it.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and during the tasting, what they'll do is Buffalo Trace makes bourbon cream as well, which I think it's fucking ridiculous that they allocate. At some places anyway, they'll mix the root beer with the bourbon cream. So this is what we did here. I used Buffalo Trace bourbon cream and root beer, and it's fucking fantastic. Have you had this before?
Yeah. Just gonna drink the entire fucking thing.
There's a little more root beer in there. If you want to, they do it half and half at the distillery. I do it 2/3 root beer and 1/3 bourbon cream, and then as I drink it, I top it
Do
up.
they
with
do
root beer.
they give you 2 samples of each? And you mix your own, or do they?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's so good.
Ice cold, baby.
So before we get into that, I'll tell the Mexican restaurant story. So we go sit at this bar, and really nice guy who's working the bar, but it was his first day. Didn't really know English too much, but really nice guy, and he tried his best to take care of us. So like, what was it? A Kentucky Mule that I ordered, I think, right? Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You ordered like a beer and a whiskey.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm getting a fucking cocktail.
You getting a shot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, no, wrong place, wrong time, not ordering a cocktail.
Well, like I was gonna say the food was good, but they fucked Troy's whole order up because like he ordered his steak on the side, but then they brought him like a steak entree.
yeah, like a fajita.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was amazing, but
Anyway, so I was like, I'm gonna order the Kentucky Mule, and this guy's like, oh, all right, cool, and then he just like starts looking around, and I'm like, uh-oh. And Troy looks at me and just goes, "Yep." Like,
yeah,
we're like,
exactly.
and like at this point, we're just ordering drinks, so I didn't realize it was the guy's first day, and I wasn't upset or anything because honestly, we were having a good day, and like, you know, I had a beer there, like we were in a good mood. We had very low expectations for this place, and the food was actually awesome. It was really good food.
Even the guy training him, who could have been the manager. For all we knew.
Well, that's the next thing. So he calls over this guy training him, who was the manager.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, what did you order? I was like, the Kentucky Mule. He goes, oh, all right. And I was like, I can tell you. Actually, it was a Kentucky Mule with a wine float. It was like a Kentucky sour. It had a wine float on it.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
You went too hard.
So-
At a Mexican
so obvious,
restaurant,
dude. It's a
It's
printed
on the
fucking
menu.
cocktail on the
It's
menu.
on the fucking menu. You're
I
sitting at the
know.
bar.
He's the first person who's ever ordered it, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm like,
You mean Corona and lime, right?
yeah.
No.
Yeah. So like, I'm like, he's like, all right. I was like, listen, grab the shaker. I'm gonna tell you what to put in it. So like, I told this guy how to make my drink, and he like literally said, and it was good. It came out good actually. I slugged it. It was a little sour. Like he used like too much sour mix. But whatever. He's like, next time you want to drink, just come back here and make it. And I could have, but I didn't. But
That's really funny.
Good time.
good time. It was actually a really good restaurant.
The food was good.
Yeah, the food was really good.
Yeah.
So, and then remember there was that Armenian guy.
Yeah. I don't know what he was, but
No, he was something. But he came up to the bar, and before Troy took 2 sips of his Corona, this guy had 6 Coronas.
dude, he was lapping me over and over again.
And you could tell like he was kind of judgmental of me and Troy, like sitting at the bar, like almost like we were a couple or something. And he just like kept giving us looks and like,
Yeah.
and we were like, hey man, and he was just like,
Dude, yeah, he had like a mountain of food and just fucking.
Yeah. Oh, I remember his order.
Do you really?
Chicken, rice, and cheese. No beans. He said it like 60 fucking times. No beans. Said it like chicken, rice, and cheese. No beans. And like he slugged 5 Coronas before his food got there.
It was quite a sight.
And then he opened up a little bit because then like when I was teaching the guy how to make the cocktail, he was like he had a buzz going. Obviously, he was like laughing. Anyway, like he was like kind of just waddling in his seat, like he kind of knew he was getting lit. But anyway. All right, so that was a good episode.
Well, I was going to say, real quick, late breaking news, because I just decided to Google it, because that's what we do here, where I was right. So, although they have 4 main mash bills, they technically have, according to this website, which is 100% factual because I Googled it, and the internet's right, technically have 9 mash bills, which is interesting. So, I was talking to Troy, and I don't know if you're curious at all, but if you want to know what they are.
Yeah, because I was curious about... the antique collection, because they've got the 2 ryes, the Sazerac 18 and the Thomas Andy, and I was like, I wonder if they're the same mash bill, and if they are, like, what is the difference other than age or whatever. But
so mash bill 1 we talked about, it's a low rye, and then we have mash bill 2, which obviously we're doing tonight, which is the high rye.
Do they have percentages or no?
They say 12 to 15 in the high rye, and then obviously less than that, or less than 10. They have the wheated mash bill, which is wheat essentially just takes the place of rye, so it's about 15%. And there's no rye at all. There's the rye mash bill, which is at least 51% rye, but has corn and malted barley. There's the high rye mash bill, which we were talking about is a little weird. It's the high rye mash bill, but no corn. So it's just rye and malted barley, which is weird. And that's E.H. Taylor straight rye and barrel proof rye. Didn't know that. Then they have the 4-grain mash bill, which is E.H. Taylor 4-grain. So it's gonna be, it's mash bill. Technically, they make one product.
I didn't know there was so much E.H. Taylor.
Yeah. There's another one.
You'll never see them.
Amaranth, the Amaranth, and then they have the Gods or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Which is the Amaranth mash bill, which is the same as mash bill number 1, but instead of rye as the flavoring grain, they use amaranth, which is a wheat-like ancient grain made by the Aztec or discovered by the Aztecs.
Yep.
So that's the Amaranth grain of the Gods. And then they have the Buffalo Trace Mash Bill blends, which I didn't realize, the 18-year marriage, the E.H. Taylor, that is a blend of 1 and 2 and the wheated. Also, all 3 mash bills put together. Didn't know that. And then the A. Smith Bowman stuff, which is...
That's weird that they have that stuff, and at the distillery, they'll even tell you that they have 4 mash bills.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I literally didn't know this until I Googled it, which is...
Those are obviously special.
Right. They don't consider them mash bills because they're just kind of specialty products, but cool to know.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Coming up on next episode, we're gonna do some blinds, and we're gonna do some stinkers, some stinker blinds.
I brought my diaper. I'm ready.
Matt's gonna shit himself.
Stinky blinds.
We're gonna bring back 3 bottles that we've done on the show that we've ranked as stinkers, and we're gonna blind taste them. So stay tuned for that. Also coming up, following that episode, I don't know if you guys have seen the show on Netflix called Drink Masters. One of the contestants on that show, Raj, is slowly turning into a hometown hero here. I mean, we've talked about Raj in here a bunch without mentioning him by name. When we've talked about Copper Spoon, and I've always talked about that guy who like tosses the Negroni 6 fucking feet in the air. He's going to be joining us for an episode, and we're thinking about maybe like talking to him about how to elevate your home bar with tools and ice and things like that you have at home compared to what it's like in an actual commercial facility with high-end stuff. He'll be making some drinks for us. He'll be judging the cocktail doctors. He is going to be the cocktail master.
We should do a cocktail doctor episode. You guys do your thing, and then he's like, all right, here's what I would actually do.
Yeah.
A cocktail master.
Yeah. Take a fucking seat and listen.
But he'll be joining us. He'll give us some insights maybe, and I would love to talk about how the Fort Wayne bar scene is growing, because he's really grown a lot of really good places around here. Raj was ranked the 5th best bartender in America 2 years ago, and he's going to be sitting here with us. So that's
really cool.
That's like really cool.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah, so that'll be really cool. Hang tight for that. And then I think following that, we have an episode with Barrelcraft Spirits coming up too. Yep. They just sent us a bunch of samples. We're super excited about that one. So stay tuned.
We're really growing up over here.
Yeah. If you're not already, please subscribe, like, share with your friends, drop us comments, and send us emails, submit your jokes, submit your Cocktail Doctor recipes over at our website.
Now is the time because Raj is going to be on, you know.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll try to work one of yours in if you want to, have Raj judge your cocktail. Send that over. You can go to stinkerdrinkerthinger.com and hit the Cocktail Doctor tab and submit your recipe there and see what he can do with it. We'll have to run that by him. But yeah, thank you all so much for your support. We'll see you for some stinkies coming up. Troy, lead us out. Yo,